Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Andy from Fighting Chance Sports Massage, and today we are introducing a new series of videos which are going to be highlighting some of the muscles of the human body. So some of the muscles that you may know and some of them that you may not. So the first muscle that we're going to get into today is the Sartorius. So this is the Sartorius. It is the longest muscle in the human body. The origin of that muscle is the anterior superior iliac spine on the pelvis, and the insertion point is the anterior aspect of the tibia. It is a long and slim superficial muscle, and it is the only muscle in the lower half of the body that affects two different joints. So when the Sartorius operates, it will affect the hip and it will also affect the knee, and we'll show you how that works. So here we have a good view of the Sartorius muscle, and what you can see is that the insertion point here, this point here, is the anterior superior iliac spine. It's this point of your pelvis here, and then the insertion point is here on the anterior aspect of the tibia. So the muscle goes across there all the way down to there. And so the actions of this muscle, so when it works bilaterally, you will see pelvic anterior tilt. When it works on its own, you will see it doing hip flexion, so kicking upwards, that's hip flexion. And when it works the other way, you will see it doing hip external rotation, so the Irish jig move. The Irish jig move there, hip external rotation. And we also see it work on the knee, so knee flexion, so kicking the knee back, and also finally knee internal rotation. That's knee internal rotation, so turning the foot inwards. Okay, so there are 5 actions of the Sartorius. First action, working bilaterally, is the anterior pelvic tilt, which is basically bending over at the waist, the anterior pelvic tilt. Action number 2 is the flexion of the hip, which is kicking the leg straight up in front of you. Action number 3 is the external rotation of the hip, which was the Irish jig move that we saw. So that is the Irish jig move that we saw. And action number 4 is the flexion of the knee. The flexion of the knee. And action number 5 is the internal rotation of the knee, which is turning the toes from the outside to the inside. And those are the 5 actions of the Sartorius. Okay, so if there's a problem with the Sartorius, if there is any tightness in the Sartorius at all, what that can do is it can lead to the client having a bit of a posture problem by leaning forward. That can cause problems in the lower back. Also flexibility issues with the legs. So if they have trouble opening up the legs during exercise, then that could also be a problem with the Sartorius. But like I say, it does cause that hip flexion, which can reflect in the lower back. So if someone comes in and they've got pain in the back, they might actually have a problem with the Sartorius. But that's our video done for today. Remember, here at Fighting Chance Sports Massage, we provide sports massage therapy not only to combat sports athletes, but to everybody, regardless of the sport or just what's happening in life. So if you've got any pain whatsoever from a soft tissue injury, a repetitive strain injury, lower back, shoulder, arms or legs, give us a call on 07514 100 007 or email andy@fightingchancesm.co.uk, and we'll see you soon in the clinic.